So last night while driving this BMW X5, I noticed that the radiator fan was cycling on and off every maybe 30 seconds or so. Every 30 seconds it would come on, maybe about 5 to 10 seconds, then shut off, come back on. There was no check engine light on the dash. So I decided to pull my scan tool. I checked it with my OBD scan tool with this last night, but there was no code, and the temperature was, I think, about 198 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I check it here, I'm seeing a code inside the DME. So let me go inside and see what that code is. So this is saying engine cooling system, coolant pump switch off due to blockage. Service manual, I wonder if it do. Oh, okay. The diagnosed monitor is the electric coolant pump. Malfunction monitoring condition is faulty whenever the electric pump shut down because it is blocked. What would cause that to block? Preconditions, temperature condition on time. Engine on, no bus fault. 15 on. I said applied for longer than 1 minute. Action is a carried function check. Check coolant mixture ratio. Check coolant and electric pump for cold start contamination. Renew coolant pump. What does renew coolant pump means? Does it mean to change the pump? Renew coolant pump. This is an RTL scan tool, by the way. It's good. It's not bad. So the water pump is actually running, and it's saying here 148 RPM. Come on. What are you doing there? Let's see the temperature there. Put in the junction box. A736. So we're testing the antifreeze. So if 5 ball is floating, it's good down to 34 to 35, negative 34 to negative 37 Fahrenheit. So obviously the antifreeze is okay. The antifreeze is okay. That didn't. Can you hear that? That's the water pump. This is the water pump speed here. Shield of the car, and this is from the front. If you look here, you can see the pump. It's actually a Continental. It's the same thing, and the thermostat. So I had to fish this, remove the radiator fan, the engine fan. So what you do, it's easier to take it out like this because the fan is not difficult. You unplug You unplug it here, right? And there's two clips right here. What you do with these clips is that you just press in the top part. Hold on. Yeah, with this clip, you press in the top part here. If you see, you press that in and you just pop the fan up. The same thing with this side. Where is it? Here, you press it in and you pop the fan up. You could use like and pop it up. And then you just wiggle it out. And there's the fan. Sorry. And there's the pump. And you just fish the pump out. Be careful with the radiator that you don't damage it. Don't let it touch. So if you can see that what I did, I slide it up over here on the left side. And I didn't touch the radiator coming up at all. So what I like to do, I like to take a ohm reading sometimes to see the difference. So this is across the negative and the positive. This is 1.9. 1.9 ohms. And across the two signal, it's 160 kilo ohms. And from the negative, from the right post, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, from terminal 4 to terminal, and from terminal 4 to terminal 1, it's 10.9 kilo ohms. (146 kilo ohms), and from terminal 3 to terminal 1 is 1.8 mega ohms and 1.6 mega ohms from terminal 3 to 4 to 2, sorry, from terminal 3 to 2. That's on the new pump. Now we're going on the old pump. So across terminal 4 and terminal 3, this is the negative and the positive. This is 20 mega ohms. And the two signal, terminal 1 and 2, 1.6. I think that's the same on the, and from terminal 3 to 1, at 20 ohms. Terminal 3 to 2, 21 ohms. Terminal 4 to 1 is 10.9 kilo ohms, and from 4 to 2, 147. So there seems to be some difference there. And to do the test on the thermostat now. (13.12.9, 13). And then the old one. If you're going to take this out to test it, be careful. You see, I broke the clip right here. You're just supposed to put a little wedge in between there, or you pry this back and pull the plug out. But they're very brittle. 15.5. Both of them is about the same, I think. Let me redo. That's the old one. I'm gonna redo the new one again. 15.3. So both are the same. I think the thermostat is okay. The car wasn't overheating. I think the pump was the problem. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna compare the pump speed to what we see from the old one to the new one. Okay, so the new pump is installed, the thermostat, everything is installed new. The radiator fan is reinstalled. This is the easiest way to do it. The coolant is tapped up. It looks like it needs a little bit more. I have to do some bleeding. Perform the following steps in the specified order for bleeding procedure your coolant system. So this takes about 12 minutes. So therefore make sure you have a charger connected. I have a charger charging the battery right now. Ignition switch on. Switch on low beam to prevent vehicle from going to sleep. Okay. This is, you turn it to a headlamp there. Set both temperature value to the max. It's to the max. Press auto air conditioning system important. Blow output to minimum. Press the accelerator pedal and hold for 10 seconds. Press continue. Okay. So technically the RTL is not doing that. It's just telling you what you need to do. Because you can do this without the RTL. So I'm going to hold the accelerator pedal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press continue. So see, I have the charger hooked up. This probably needs some more antifreeze. Now it seems like it's good. See that? So the bleeding finished, and I just had to take a little bit out the radiator, out the reservoir. Okay, so I just drove for about 15 minutes and the car was idling maybe about 5 to 10 minutes before that. So in all, I would say maybe about 25 minutes the car has been running. So if you look now, you see the engine coolant temperature is at 222. That's normal. I never overheated before, but the only thing that is different, okay, so the water pump speed is at 41 RPM. When you turn the fan on for the heat, the water pump is going to go up a little higher. So I'm going to turn the fan on, and you see the water pump is going to go up. So this seems to be average. Like the water pump, the engine, so the computer seemed to be looking for around 150 to 151 RPM for the water pump. Before, if I'm correct, I remember the water pump was, when with the heat on, the water pump was at 145. Now that's just, you know, 6 RPM less. I don't know if that's what it's looking for. The vehicle voltage stabilized also. Before, with the alternator charging, it was going all the way up to 15 volts. So I think the alternator was trying to compensate for the pump. The pump was definitely bad. The thermostat was not bad, but I'm still happy to change it. The thermostat it's a regular thermostat like all the other thermostat, just that it's inside of a housing, that plastic housing. That's the same thermostat that would be inside your engine, you know, at your engine head or whatever. But that thermostat housing, there's a sensor inside that thermostat housing. Now I don't know if that sensor, if it's a temperature sensor or if it's a position sensor. I'm not 100% in that. But the thermostat was good when you check the ohms in it. Now I know ohm check is not 100%, but I find when you check the new sensor value to the old sensor value, you see the difference. So this seems to be, I mean, a lot of people is not going to have this RTEL, but let's say that you do, or you have access to it, or maybe you have IMPA and you're looking for the water pump speed, you can see the water pump speed there. One thing I would tell you, when you're bleeding the system, make sure that you have a lot of antifreeze in it, even if you have to go over the actual value, because what I noticed at the beginning when it started bleeding was when the antifreeze level go down a little bit lower than where the sensor is, then the pump would stop working. It would only work off and on, off and on, off and on. Then when I top it up, when I fill the reservoir, the pump will run all the time. So keep your reservoir full to the max, and when it finish, then you can, you know, siphon out the extra coolant back down to the regular level. Alright, so hopefully this helped some people in making a decision to buy the pump. It's an expensive guess, but now I don't have my fan racing anymore with my heat on. Everything is back to normal. Everything is running normal. You see my voltage is running normal. Before it was fluctuating. When the pump come on and the fan come on, it was going down all the way to 11 volts. Now everything is running normal. You see, it's still going up to 15, but before it was fluctuating back and forth. So everything is running normal now. Alright, so good luck, guys.